The Dallas Mavericks training camp is just around the corner, which means we've got about 39 days left until Mavericks basketball returns. The guys are locked in, they're focused, they're getting ready for training camp because we have a finals to get back to and a trophy to win. And for the most part, our roster is pretty much set as far as the starting five, who's coming off the bench, and even on the deep bench. We've got 15 guys on the roster, a few of them are on two-way contracts, a few of them on non-guaranteed deals, and a few days ago we did report on Markieff Morris re-signing with the Dallas Mavericks, but we do have more information regarding his situation. So in this video, we're going to take a look at all the information that we do have, whether or not Markieff will be on the roster come opening night, or who's going to see their way out as someone may get waived. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we are currently sitting at 13,209 subscribers. We are only about 1,800 subs away from my goal of 15,000 subs. So if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. And we've also been doing something new on this channel. We started the other day on Friday. We're going to start going live on every single Friday, as long as it's not a Mavericks game, obviously, where we're just going to kick it and hang out. Last Friday, we had Daniel Gafford on stream playing games. So if you don't want to miss out on any crazy collab like that, make sure you subscribe. But like I said in the intro, the Dallas Mavericks, we're getting ready for training camp. The roster's ready. Everyone's locked in. Kyrie is focused. Luka lost weight. Klay Thompson's out there just indulging in everything Dallas, just soaking in the culture. This team is poised and ready to win. But like I said a few days ago, we did report on this channel that the Dallas Mavericks have officially re-signed Markieff Morris, which had a lot of people scratch their heads because, at least to me, I believe that the roster was full. Like, we have everybody that we need. We've got our two-way guys. We do have a few guys on training camp invites, so maybe we gave Markieff Morris a training camp invite. Well, more information did come out saying this right here. With the Mavs announcing the signing of Markieff Morris today, this looks like the training camp roster. On standard guaranteed contracts, we only have 14. We have Luka, Kai, Klay, PJ, Lively, Gafford, Maxey, Marshall, Grimes, Dinwiddie, Powell, Exum, Harden, Omax. On non-guaranteed contracts, we have two. We have AJ Lawson and now Markieff Morris. Two-way contracts, we have Brandon Williams and Kessler Edwards. In the Exhibit 10 training camp contracts, we have Emmanuel Miller, Jazz Gorman, and Jamarian Sharp. So with that information, we know the 14 people that will definitely be on the roster come this upcoming season, but it looks like AJ Lawson and Markieff Morris are fighting for that 15th spot, and there's a lot of, I guess, positives and negatives for both players on whether or not you want to bring either. When it comes to Markieff Morris, we've said it many times before, he is a locker room presence. He is a leader. Maybe not on the court. He won't be out there facilitating and setting up plays and doing the things that Luka and Kai and even Klay will do, but he does a lot in the locker room. He does a lot off the court. He does a lot of behind the scenes work as a coach in the locker room for the players, and a lot of our players, a lot of our veteran players do look up to him. We've said it many times how over the course of the season last year, both Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving both gave a lot of credit to Markieff Morris for just keeping the team level-headed, keeping them locked in and focused when things didn't really look good. And on the other hand, you have AJ Lawson, who's a young player who is developing, who for the most part does look good in the Dallas Mavericks system whenever he does get minutes in garbage time. But the truth of the matter is that all AJ Lawson's going to be here for garbage time when we've got enough players you can throw out there during garbage time, and it's not that big of a deal. You could throw out Dwight Powell, you could throw out Jaden Hardy still, you could throw out Omax. There's a few players that you can throw out in garbage time. So do we need another player for garbage time? And if we take a look at everyone's stats, if we just compare the two last season, we can see if there's either of them were worth keeping. And if we take a look at the first one we got here, we got Markieff Morris. And obviously, he, as well as AJ Lawson, were garbage time players. He put up 2.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.6 assists, 0.1 blocks, 0.2 steals, 0.5 turnovers, and 0.5 fouls per game, while shooting 33% from the floor and 35% from three. Not really anything to, hey, put him in a game. He can save us or help us in a clutch moment. Obviously, like I said before, Markieff Morris is a veteran. He's a locker room presence. He's a leader, a vocal leader. So any positive that you do get out of Markieff won't show up on the stat sheet. It really is the intangibles that you see when the players are all laughing along, they're getting along together, and they aren't fighting amongst each other. But if we take a look at AJ Lawson, it's a little bit different. He put up 3.2 points, 1.2 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.1 blocks, 0.2 steals, 0.3 turnovers, and 0.5 fouls per game, while shooting 44% from three and only 26% from the three-point line. Stats a little bit more in line with those that are garbage time heroes, and that might be AJ Lawson. And being 24 years old, he is in that time frame as far as age with the rest of the guys like Luka Doncic, like Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, Quentin Grimes, Najee Marshall. So if you do keep AJ Lawson, okay, he fits the timeline. He's right there with the rest of them. But is he able to produce? Is he able to crack the rotation? Is he able to be used outside of garbage time? And with the Dallas Mavericks, with how the roster is currently constructed, we really got to think about what's in front of us. And that is the championship. It is the finals and getting to the finals. Every single person on our roster that we can go into the next season with needs to be someone that can help us win a championship now. And obviously there's a few players on the team that I know some of you guys would say, hey, why are they on the roster if we only need players to help us win? I.e. Dwight Powell. Well, Dwight Powell is also a great locker room person. He's a great vibe. He's also just a great human being. So it's good to have a guy like that to just make the team look good. But I understand Dwight Powell really doesn't do too much either. He is another garbage time hero. But you need players like that, especially at the center position where if if Daniel Gafford or Derrick Lively are out or they're injured for an extended period of time, we don't have another center. I mean, you could put Maxey at the 5, but it's really Dwight Powell. And so do we need AJ Lawson to help us win a championship? Is he just a garbage time hero? I mean, the pros are he can at least do something in garbage time, but the cons are, is he able to actually replace anybody in the rotation? If we have someone at his position who is out with injuries, can we trust AJ Lawson? Well, we can ask the same question for Markieff Morris, but we know Markieff Morris isn't going to be needed for on the court business. For any contributions, it won't be for on the court. For the Dallas Mavericks to win a championship, do we need someone like Markieff Morris who's going to be a vocal leader, who's going to be a good asset in the locker room, who's also going to be fairly cheap to keep on the roster, someone that you don't need for that extended period of time, like AJ Lawson, who's about 24 years old, who if you do keep him, you might as well keep him long term. And as far as AJ Lawson goes, do we need another player that we need to develop when we already have Omax, when we already have Jaden Hardy, and to an extent Derrick Lively, although Derrick Lively is much further ahead? So in my opinion, I say we keep Markieff Morris because he's going to be cheaper for his entirety with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm pretty sure after he's done with this organization, he's probably going to retire. So for the remainder of his career, we can keep him for the cheap. And he's only going to be an asset for the locker room, which is going to help us when things get kind of iffy between players and tensions flare, which does happen on a sports team. Or do you go with AJ Lawson? He's a young guy who you're going to add to your development roster, just more players that you need to develop, you're going to wait for. Is that the type of player do we need right now? I'd say no. Again, he's a garbage time hero. He can put up whatever stat sheet in garbage time, but if there's an injury that we need a replacement, is AJ Lawson the person that we want to turn to? If we need a clutch bucket, if we need just a great defensive stop, do we put AJ Lawson in? Or is he just another player that we're going to stash in the G League for the next few years when we're trying to win a championship now? But if we do want to take a look at some more reports that we got here, this kind of breaks it all down. So Michael Scotto tweeted out saying the Dallas Mavericks signed Markieff Morris to a one-year, non-guaranteed deal, league sources told Hoops Hype. Morris will compete for a roster spot with Dallas. An agreement between both sides was first reported by The Athletic. Bobby Marks tweeted out saying because Dallas is $493,000 below the first apron, Morris could only sign a non-guaranteed contract. If he makes the roster, Dallas would need to waive the non-guaranteed contract of AJ Lawson or make a trade. And I think at this point of the offseason, I don't think a trade would really go through. Or if you decide to keep AJ Lawson, you trade him halfway through the season, then you just pick up Markieff. A little bit more convoluted, a little bit more crazy. I don't think that would happen either. I truly believe that what's most likely going to happen is we do waive AJ Lawson, we do bring on Markieff Morris, and we keep this thing going. We go into the next season, we win a couple games, we make the playoffs, we make the finals, and we win the whole thing. So between these two, you guys let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me that we do probably need to go with Markieff Morris, although he won't really contribute on the court? What he does in the locker room and for the rest of the team is very important. Or do you believe that we need someone like AJ Lawson, a young player who can still develop, who has a longer career ahead of him than Markieff Morris? Let me know what you guys think down below and we could have a conversation. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing another giveaway. The winner will be announced the first week of October. And make sure you subscribe. We're doing our gaming streams every Friday. And if we have Daniel Gafford last Friday, who knows who we'll have next Friday. A lot of crazy things happen here at Mavs Digest. But make sure you stay tuned. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Drink water. Peace.